Russell Wilson was allowed as a little guy to be a quarterback in high school. And so for 2 years of high school and 4 years of college and now 8 years of the NFL, it is 14 years of playing one style of football. He's never had to change for anybody because he was always small, and he's still small. And he's got his style, and this is how he plays, and it is magical. With Michael Vick, I had running Michael and pocket Michael. And Lamar Jackson, I've got running Lamar and pocket Lamar. And with Russell Wilson, I can't separate it. I can't separate it. It's just the way he plays. It's the 17-year-old. You can't separate his foot from the skateboard. The magician, you can't separate the hand from the deck of cards. It's part of them. Russell's style, there isn't running Russell and pocket Russell. This is it. It's even in the pocket he's moving and crazy and clever and crafty. Here's one of his specialties last night. On the run, running to his wrong side. When you've been doing something for so long, Russell Wilson once told me as a kid growing up, he would go to malls and run at the crowd and bob and weave through the crowd. 5 years old, 6 years old, that's what he's doing. A lot of quarterbacks have to change their style or they grow and they evolve. He's just been refining this for 14 years. Because even in high school, he was the smallest guy, and the coaches said he's too small to be a quarterback. And then he goes to college, and they're like, he's 5'11", he's too small to be a quarterback. And then he drops in the third round, he's too small to be a quarterback. For 14 straight years, he's been sandpapering this gift, this style, and it hasn't changed for anybody. It didn't change for his high school coach. It didn't change for his 2 college coaches. It's not changing for Pete Carroll. This is magic. And it really did remind me, 3 weeks ago, I took my son to a magic trick. Matt Franco, he's a great magician. He's a card master. And he sat in front of us, and cards just appeared out of his hands. Rolled his sleeves up, and he said, no cards. And then for 7 minutes, 12 decks appeared in and out of his hands. You've got to be doing that for 25 years. You go to bed with cards. There are running quarterbacks. I don't even classify Russell Wilson as a running quarterback. It's just that's his style. That's what he is. I don't know what you call that. But even in his pocket, he's dancing and he's moving. And he's finding space and he's finding lanes because he's smaller. It's the most unique thing I've ever seen. Steve Young's the only one I can even compare it to. But all these people, the Johnny Manziels and the Michael Vicks we consider running quarterbacks, no. They would go back to pass and sometimes run. This is just one style. I can't separate it. And when people are truly great at something, they never stress or they never panic because they have so many hours doing it. Steph Curry and the ball, he never looks at it. It's just part of it. Michael Jordan I used to watch Michael Jordan and think, God, there's 75 guys in the NBA that are 6'6". They're all kind of built like Michael. He's not the only one that could jump. Dominique Wilkins could jump higher. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the biggest. Why does it look so effortless? Why can't every 6'6" guy shoot a fall-away jumper like that? He wasn't the best dribbler. He wasn't the highest jumper. But it was effortless for Michael. And you watch and you're like, why is it? I watched Russell last night and I'm like, why is it? It's just, he never gets hit. He never panics. He never stresses. He slides perfectly. His self-awareness is amazing. And I guess they used to call it, Malcolm Gladwell wrote the book, The 10,000-Hour Rule. I think this is the 14-year rule with quarterbacks. That this kid, Russell Wilson, has been doing this for 14 years. He has perfected it. When the Rams gave up 55 points to Jameis Winston, you hang your head. I think last night you give up 30 to Russell and you're like, well, we did the best we could. I think there are people inside that room that think, hey, we went from 55 to Jameis to 30 to Russell. What a night for us. Because I don't think you can solve this riddle. I don't think you can solve Russell. I don't think you can coach against it. I watched that game last night with former Jets and Browns head coach and Patriot defensive coordinator Eric Mangini. And he watched it, and on multiple times he laughed. He's like, this is just a nightmare. Because Eric's a defensive coach. He goes, this is awful. You can't defend this stuff. There's nothing you can do. And he kept going to his phone, and he'd say, look at the night he's having. Look at the night he's having. Look at the night he's having. That was a showcase. That was a great magician. That was something you're not, and that may have been as good as he ever played. Incredible. So I want to shift gears to the LA Rams because all I've been hearing now, Jared Goff is really holding this team back. I mean, they're great, but if they could get the right quarterback, Jared Goff's fine. In fact, last night, he's the only thing I absolutely loved. Didn't love all their coaching, couldn't run the football. I got questions about the back end of their defense. Goff's the thing I like. Here's the thing. There is a big difference between coddling a quarterback. Mason Rudolph, Monday Night Football. Mitch Trubisky and Kirk Cousins only throw 10 times. That is babysitting a quarterback. There's a difference between that and, once again, last night, asking Jared Goff to throw 50 times. That ain't coddling. There's a difference between coddling my kids, don't do this, don't do that, and then saying, guys, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. Just make sure the house doesn't burn down. That ain't coddling. Folks, he's caring. He's not coddling. Their defense has issues on the back end. Didn't love all their coaching. Special teams missed a kick they should make. They have no running game at all. Todd Gurley, 15 carries, 51 yards. In fact, they ran last night for 82 yards, a third of it on one play, a trick end around to Brandon Cooks. Their offensive line is old, very low graded on pass blocking. Once again, we're blaming the wrong person. Jared Goff, at the end of that game, was excellent. He was Tom Brady, cool, calm, and collected. With a pass rush, an eroding offensive line, no running game. I thought he was excellent. I thought he looked like Brady in a playoff game. Totally under control. Never stressed or panicked. So you keep thinking Goff's the problem. He's the one thing I like going forward. I like their receiving core, and I like Goff, and I like how they're conjoined. And after the game, I mean, again, a lot of people are freaking out this morning. The Rams are 3-2. The reason I think they're okay, I looked at their next 8 games. It's not the O-line. It's not the run game. It's not Marcus Peters blowing another coverage. It's Jared Goff. They've asked him to throw the ball 117 times in 2 weeks. By the way, the Rams are 25-3. 25-3 when they've simply asked Goff to throw it less than 40 times. And a lot of those are 36. That's not coddling. That's not protecting. That's not babysitting. Mason Rudolph, Monday Night Football's babysitting. Mitch Trubisky's babysitting. Kirk Cousins, they win 10 throws. That's babysitting. That fourth quarter drive with 2 minutes left, that ain't babysitting. That's Brady. That's a veteran quarterback marching down the field. That's Brady. That's Breeze. That's a guy that's been around a long time, rolling out, making plays, more athletic than you think, cool, calm, noisiest stadium outside of New Orleans in the National Football League. Pete Carroll's one of the best defensive coaches outside of Belichick in the NFL, and you're telling me that's the liability? I'm showing you that's the liability? That's the strength. That I trust. His dad played Major League Baseball. He's way more of an athlete that everybody contests. Keep hearing he's not an athlete. You keep telling me Baker Mayfield's an athlete. He runs a 4.8 40. Jared Goff's dad played in Major League Baseball. That's an athlete. He made 2 really athletic throws last night down the stretch. The other big game this weekend, of course, is Green Bay at Dallas. That'll be one of my blazing 5 picks in 40 minutes. And, Jason Garrett facing Aaron Rodgers. Once again, he tells everybody, like everybody always does, how talented Aaron Rodgers is. He's become Johnny Depp. You keep telling me what a great actor he is. I don't go to his movies unless he plays a pirate. And I don't think Aaron's going to do that. You got to win more. Aaron Rodgers, last 3 years, 13 wins, 13 losses, and a tie. He's 500. Aaron Rodgers' career road record, 40-41. But Colin, he's been hurt. Yeah, so's Marcus Mariota. And in the last 3 years, Marcus Mariota has a higher winning percentage than Aaron Rodgers. Win more, Chief. I'm tired of the condescending. I'm tired of difficult to coach. I'm tired of the commercials. Win more games, Aaron. By the way, when it comes to close wins, Russell Wilson, 18-12-1. Games decided by a field goal or less. Aaron Rodgers, 10-19-1. Okay, Johnny Depp, here's another $20 million for a movie I won't watch. Win more. Matt Ryan last year had unbelievable numbers. 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 69% completion percentage. But you know why we didn't talk about him? Those were equal to his MVP numbers. Why? He didn't win. He was 7-9. Why didn't we talk about Patrick Mahomes in college? You ever seen Patrick Mahomes' college numbers? He threw for like 5,000 yards. They were unbelievable. A zillion touchdowns, very few picks. Why? Because in college, his last year, They were 5-7. Aaron's the only guy that we keep hearing how great he is and he doesn't win enough. He's a 13-1 quarterback last 3 years. And I don't want to hear about the injuries in coaching. Marcus Mariota's been injured. Does he have great coaching? Does he always have great teammates? I don't want to hear about it anymore. I mean, we didn't talk about Mahomes in college despite we talked about Baker Mayfield because he won. Mahomes is way more talented, didn't win. We don't talk about Matt Ryan when he has great numbers. You've got to win games, and you've got to win close games, and you got to win road games. Talent doesn't pay the bills. Winning does. And that's my thing on Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson last night, 8 years. I've got 2 Super Bowls, 3 division titles, and 18-12-1 in close wins. And never hurt. And gets along with mostly everybody. And has great leadership skills. And never gets hit. So you get into the point now that I'm putting up with a lot with Aaron. I'm putting up with kind of the attitude. I put up with the ego. He's difficult on coaches. He can be difficult on... And now I'm just not getting enough winning. Again, Johnny Depp's great when he's a pirate. Aaron's pretty good at Lambeau. But I need more than that at $35 million a year. You know, everybody said, oh, how do you justify Russell Wilson's contract? I don't know. I watched last night. That's justifiable. I can easily justify that. Yeah, my eyes are like, yeah, I'll pay that. Here's what I won't pay. 40-41 on the road. Bad in close games. Hurt a lot. Tough to coach. That I don't want to pay for. 3-10 on the road last 3 years. 1-7 on the road last year. Talent isn't getting my kids through college. Winning is. Coaches get fired if you don't win. Coaches don't retain their jobs because my roster over here, we got nothing but talent. Mark Jackson said that. They fired him. Steve Kerr came in and won. They kept him. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.